Tell me your story.
I was this close to dying from a brain abscess that was misdiagnosed.
Good to know people care, though.
For a lot of people, the MRIs are clear.
You said you had a lot to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said,
I thought it was normal to have like seizures by yourself all the time.
You definitely will feel guilt a lot.
I so appreciate you putting this together.
thank you.
I have another post here. Says somebody looking for support. So it's not a rant or a question, but they titled it simply Guilt. This is over on r/epilepsy. They said, "Hi all. I've been part of this sub ever since I started having seizures, and it's been a great resource, and I appreciate all your advice, stories, and input. Most recently, I overheard a phone conversation between my fiance and coworker of his, and they were talking about the recent disciplinary strikes that my partner got because of either being late or calling out because he had to take care of me. His coworker told him that he understands he loves me and all, but that he needs to think of himself and his job because he might lose it. It's really just my partner and I in this daily chronic illness thing. Extended family either find it bothering to help at all, so it usually find it bothering to help at all. So it usually falls between him and I. Although he doesn't get sick often like I do, I am the one that is there the same that he is there for me. Anyways, my partner saw how sad I became hearing that, and we obviously spoke about it, and he clarified that he doesn't regret anything he has done there to be there for me, and that I am not a burden and that I am loved. I totally believe in him when he says those things, when he says those things. He's a great guy, but I've struggled with that belief for a while, and hearing that kind of made it feel so much more real. I guess the point of this post is to hear how other people here deal with the guilt that comes with needing our loved ones to come help us and step up in order for us to be okay/get better. I would 100% do what he's done if the roles were reversed without question. However, I can't help but feel terribly guilty for slowing his life down. So that's a
I
lot.
would say,
Pookie?
um, yeah, you got to find a partner that's comfortable. In a situation like that, I don't just want to continue and just be like, I'm just going to deal with it. That's just me. Either we figure it out here and we move forward together, or we don't move forward. But if my epilepsy is a problem and we can't get past it, then yeah, I'm willing to fight for a relationship with people, but some people, you got to figure out if they're really ready to go forward. Otherwise, we're wasting our time because, I don't know, or they're wasting our time because we have epilepsy. So, yeah, do a stress test. See how much they can take. Go ahead, Angel.
I was just going to say, burdening is the number one, I would say, unofficial. What is it called? I can't. Side effect of epilepsy, pretty much. We all get it. We all get that. We feel like we're a big burden on others and everything. And some of us don't want to deal with being a burden to others. And
My
Some of
my
us just can't help our situations either.
my newest living situation has kind of changed how I feel about the burden part. I don't really feel like I'm a burden living with my mom. I feel like she needs my help. Yeah, I want to be here for her because her memory and other things, and yeah, my mother's getting
But
up.
when it comes to like romantic relationships and stuff, it's like I already it's like I'm gonna be a big burden onto you. You know,
Oh,
I
oh,
already know.
oh, you mean like when there's relationships?
Yeah, one of those ships.
Well, yeah, and I also come with a lot of like pre-packaged immediate support network where like you got to be okay with me and my family like right out of the get-go, or like I mean, it's not possible to meet me
Yeah,
without like parents like right there, you know?
we have our. I mean, even prior to our Zooms, we all had our, I guess, network of people that we had formed that we can trust that we needed in our lives. And like, yeah, you got to be comfortable with those people because these are the people I trust most.
Yeah. um, forgot what I was gonna say. What was the question again?
We were discussing guilt around the diagnosis, and
Yeah. Um,
there wasn't a particular conversation or particular question. It's just kind of, you know, riffing off of each other. It's like, you know, free
yeah.
Any
form jazz
thoughts?
with epilepsy.
Yeah. You gotta make sure a person is comfortable with epilepsy because, like I said, you don't want to go too far with someone who's not cool with it. Then you get 10, 20 years into it and that person resents it because they fought through so much to be with you. Yeah. Make sure the
It'd be
person's
pretty
ready.
crazy if I could manage getting 20, 25 years without someone figuring out I'm epileptic. It, It'd be
I honestly,
pretty dang well controlled by that point.
I
I
That would
Kevin,
be one hell of a breakthrough. That's for sure.
now that I think about it, Kevin, since you're seizure free, do you point it out anymore?
Point what out?
I have epilepsy.
I don't talk to anyone.
I'm sorry.
That hurts more than the epilepsy at this point. The fact that I got no one to tell that I have epilepsy.
Okay.
It's like,
I'm sorry for laughing. You caught me off guard.
no, I mean, know anyone?
Gotcha.
I would say
Yeah.
with my ex-wife, I thought she was pretty much into it, like okay from like I wouldn't say date one, like within the first 3 weeks of us dating, and I had a seizure. And she was on her way to go pick up her son. And instead, she came back and stood by me. So, I thought, all right, this could be a relationship to grow with. And I don't know. Even, I guess, 7 years later, you can wear them down when it gets serious, when the seizures get more serious and everything.
if I had something to add, it would be my mom was always 100% supportive, never judged, never guilt me at all. And that's amazing to have. I don't think my dad ever cared. He just, nah. But sister, whatever. Um, but in the past few years, I did try to talk to people, like random people, you know. I tried contact with women, even asking a few out in person because I don't do the online thing. And I tried to like dodge around the fact that I had epilepsy. So that's what like because I don't drive and I don't have that much money and so so I was yeah yeah I asked out this girl who worked at a store and it would when it was I don't know it was awkward. She didn't go because now this is getting really awkward for the chat room, isn't it?
Oh, I'm listening.
But at least I tried. I tried something and I failed. But you don't try anything, you're not gonna get anywhere in life.
Yeah,
Right.
you fail 100% of the tries you don't make, right?
Yeah.
I like how you said that.
I can respect that. Honestly, even trying is something that is a step I have not uh, brought myself to make in that regard. So I respect your courage. It's I don't know. I don't think a lot of women necessarily realize or understand how intimidating it can be to approach when your perspective is only being approached. Um,
I don't even know about relationships anymore. I don't know how we got from guilt to relationships, but um it's it
Here now.
I don't know uh, if that's even like an appropriate thing to do anymore. Go up and talk to women. It's like, is that something that they pisses them off or something?
I think it's appropriate to talk to women.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it is largely, but isn't under certain circumstances. I don't necessarily trust my ability to be able to discern whatever social cues would indicate to the average man that um, this is obviously not welcome. Um, you know, this lady is. So it's just been just from the like I don't know. The safest null hypothesis is just that there is no interest. You cannot make a misstep approaching somebody I don't approach. Mhm. Um, I don't know, Pookie.
I asked someone recently, did I burden them in a relationship? And she told me no. But then she also said that she's noticed that every relationship I've had a person move in with me. And she was like, "You can't burden me. You always move someone in with you and your mother." And I was like, didn't pick up on that. But every relationship, I've always like, "You want to move in?" And she's like, "Sure." So I was staying with my mom till 10 years ago. Um, yeah, I didn't burden because of that reason. Everything fell back on my mom, basically. Uh, yeah, I didn't pick that up till recently. I was told that.
That's some nice reassurance. It's
It
good to
kind of
get
wasn't.
feedback like that.
Yeah, it was something it was good. It's good to know now because I didn't know that the burden was being taken off the person I'm with because of my mother.
Why's your hand up, Pookie?
Forgot what I was talking about. But yeah.
You were talking about the being told you couldn't be the burden when you were the one having
Yeah. Well,
them move in with you rather than you moving into their life.
correct. There we go. Yeah. I got something here. It says, "How am I supposed to date again? I honestly have nobody to talk to about this, but I invited someone to my home for the first time in 2 years. I had 2 seizures in my sleep and peed the bed. Long story short, this obviously turned them away. I'm open about my epilepsy, but it's hard to get anyone to understand. Even if they say they do, I always end up in the position where either they stop seeing me due to experiencing a seizure or my inability to drive. I have around 5 grand malls to 10 nocturnal episodes each month. I feel so lonely, and I don't know how to find someone who isn't terrified of being around me. How do I get back into the dating field?" Just go out there and, yeah, just gotta hope for the best.
It's like Kevin said, you got to keep trying.
Yeah, dating apps. There you go. It's a good way to get back out there. Start with a dating app, and maybe you only need one or two. Or
My parents don't want me on dating apps
why not?
because they don't trust me. There's perverts everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good reason. Yeah, it's a good reason. They got you
My
there.
mom thinks this place isn't a perverted place, so they let me on here.
Yeah, I'm pretty much try to keep that out of this place. We haven't had any problems here, so you're safe. Just got nauseous out of nowhere. That was different. But yeah, how do you get back into the dating field? I think Kevin
Another
already said.
weirdness from your follow up from your aura earlier, just a sudden wave of nausea, maybe.
Yeah, might be.
Did you note these down in your seizure journal for your next neurologist appointment? They had an aura.
The last time we spoke about a seizure journal, I responded saying that I didn't have one yet, and I still don't have one yet.
Well,
I just take
now,
notes by saying this is what's happening and this is what's happening. And if I have a seizure, then I remember saying that one point in time. So
yeah, so you take that note and then you put the next one immediately consecutively in that same document, and it becomes a seizure journal just by virtue of continuing. Each next seizure you just add to the end.
I'm 2 weeks away from 3 months seizure free.
Pookie,
That's
there is an app. I don't know if it's on iPhone,
yeah.
but I use it. It's called Epsy. You can use it as a seizure journal.
Oh,
You can type anything. You can type when you have a seizure, when you have an aura. You can type if you like pretty much anything on it. You can put appointments on it, when you're going to have your next doctor's appointments on it. You can put timings that you have to take certain medications on it, which medications you are taking, which type of seizures you have. You can do all that with it.
Hey, Pookie, I have a question.
Say that again.
You said you were nauseous. What do you think? Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Do you think it's your lamotrigine or something different?
I think it's something different.
Okay, Epsi app.
Yeah, the nausea. I think that comes with like the aura, maybe. But then when I vape, it goes away. So it's like, why not? I guess. Vaping usually helps me from most recent experiences. Yeah.
Oh, I had my VNS up, update appointment today. I finally got to the point where she said that this is I'm at a therapeutic dose range, and unless I start continuing to feel issues, that she is comfortable going from 2 week to 4 week intervals there. So I'm up to I think if I should have taken a picture of that little readout on the thing. I think I'm at 1.825, and the auto stim up to 2.25. Or not the swipe up to 2.25. The auto stim is just above 2. So I may be off on that, but I remember definitely at the very least that the magnet swipe is over 2 now. So yeah, we'll see. But I can definitely feel it more in the throat now that I'm up at these higher ends. The first couple, it was like it didn't really feel any difference from the one up to the next step. So yeah. Well, how does that compare to your settings, Kevin? Like what the amperage level's at?
Uh, First, congratulations on getting a new settings and everything.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I can't really feel it that much when I swipe. I used to be able to. It was strong vibration, but um, no, it's even at the high setting that it's at. I no, I don't. I it it beat the or excuse me. The pulse is every 1.1 minutes. I don't know if that helps. Uh,
Yeah, that's I mean, I'm at 5 minutes, so that's a
uh,
lot more frequent. But the
okay.
um yeah, I thought isn't didn't the number I'm remembering, and I may be off on this, but I thought I remembered that you had said you were at 2.5 milliamps for the one or the other, either for the magnet swipe or for the just the routine.
The first number,
The swipe magnet.
yeah, that I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
There
Okay.
was, yeah, I should have written that down, but I could only
Yeah.
remember 2.5 and 1.1, whatever.
I thought about it. I had my phone out. I was gonna do something, but there was a question about the scheduling and I got sidetracked and I just, you know, but maybe next time. I could probably just get the information, ask her for it through the MyChart app or whatever, but
Yeah,
I don't know if it really makes that, if it will ever be that important for like to know specifically what the settings are for the implant. Has that ever been necessary except just when a doctor asks for it for whatever
I've
reason?
never checked it or asked because I didn't know what those numbers meant or what was going on. So um, it was just like adjusted and that they would do whatever. Um, I'm still concerned about how high everything is. It seems to be high, right? That 2.5 and 1.1 minutes. I'm assuming, I don't know. But yeah, we got to bring that down.
Yeah, I don't know. I would worry if I were in your shoes, if I had like the 7 years seizure free, um, I would worry about like backing off on those at all to like save on the battery life.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't work, then there's a breakthrough, and that's just I don't know. That's
And the batteries are going quick. Yes, they do. For me.
How
'Cause
quick is quick?
let me see. I've had 3 batteries in 10 years.
That's good, I guess. I thought you were gonna say like a year or like 6 months or something.
No,
well, I mean, 3 years each, three and change compared to what they said
This-
5 to 7.
Ugh.
The first number they said was 7 when they told me, 7-year battery life, and only after talking up how great it was did they eventually add in, oh yeah, sometimes depending on how it's set
yeah.
up, it can last, it can get drained quicker than that. And but I never heard them say as little in as 3 years. But I don't know. They got to
Yeah.
come up with those like the contactless wireless charging pads for your cell phone. You just set it on there and charge it up overnight on the desk next to you. Get a little like no contact battery charger for your little implant and just kind of stick it up over there um,
I'm not
overnight.
doing that. Oh,
You know?
Um,
And
one thing
then
I was
you'd
thinking
rather
was, um, can you tell when the battery is dying? Like, is there a feeling you get when getting
sort
close
of,
to battery?
sort of. Like towards the end, in like the last 9, 8, 6, 7 months, the myoclonics started kicking up a little.
I have something here though. It says, just wondering if anyone else has had the same experience as me. Okay, so I first noticed some real bad photosensitivity, significantly strobe lights, things spinning fast, credits on movies moving fast, back in September of 2025. I had what I believe was my first seizure in October of 2025 during a concert. It felt like my eyes were going roll back roll back in the back of my head, and I had what seemed like a staring episode. It felt like I was having a panic attack. I made it outside and felt disoriented and really tired. This also happened when I accidentally turned on the strobing effect on our Christmas tree. Also, I noticed different times when I will have blank staring episodes for a few seconds. Then I sometimes will have a numb tingling in my arm with finger twitching. Before the finger and arms episode, I'll feel clammy and nauseous. I don't see the epilepsy team until February, but my neurologist advised me to not drive in November. Just wondering if anyone else had these experiences these things. I also was recently treated for pituitary tumor, but they said it wasn't causing the seizures, and I've had seizure activity since the surgery.
I think some of the symptoms that they describe sound like photosensitive, and some of it sound like absence, like the staring.
I'm glad you can say that.
If they had brain surgery, I'm not ruling this out. It's just um, that is a consideration. I mean, I know the doctor said that may not be a cause, but I don't know. Could be a cause. Like something, medical errors and such. Maybe they sliced the wrong thing in the brain.
Ew. That would
Yeah.
suck. I got something here. It says, barred from working, question about disability. All right, so after years of being controlled out of the blue, I had another seizure. I work primarily as a machinist, and my doctor explicitly barred me from operating powder cutting tools, literally a machinist's entire job description, amongst other things that limit me from doing my job. My entire adult life, I've worked in this industry. I don't have any academic qualifications or any other skills to fall back on to make money. So I was wondering if this could have any bearing on being approved for disability, as I'm basically medically barred from doing my work.
Yeah,
So
it can.
you could probably get SSI.
Does anybody have disability?
No, I'm trying. I'm on another application now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get one started, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get denied.
I was, but not for epilepsy.
I think I'm on disability. I don't work, but I get money through the government.
Sounds like disability.
Okay, then yes.
The first comment here says Social Security disability is based on your ability to be employed, and some of it has to do with your age. I'm 51 and an electrician by trade. I can't do my work anymore. Something about ladders and live power doesn't mix well with random seizures. I've been on SSDI Q well above a year now. It was denied once already. I have an appeal in the works. Do yourself a favor and hire an attorney to work your case. Another comment here
Yeah,
says,
and a lot of times the attorneys will start your application process and like not require a fee up front. They will, or at least the attorney that I'm working with, they take payment when and only if the case gets approved, and in that case they take 10% of the um, disability payout up to a certain threshold level. Um, so it's not necessarily something you need to be afraid of and dismiss offhand for fear of not being able to afford paying, to hire the lawyers to start the process for you. They can start it, and a lot of them will have that extra incentive, extra motivation if they take payment only if there is the payout, and only take a percentage of what they earn for you. Then they're going to want to do their best to fight your case as um, advocate as well as possible for you. Um, so that was something that I had not uh, necessarily considered or been aware of beforehand. I had thought, oh well, I can't hire a lawyer to go through all of this for me, so I'm kind of just up shit creek without a paddle, can't, too poor to hire a lawyer to get the disability payout. Kind of leaves me where exactly, but um sucked up my pride, moved in with my parents, and now have learned about that and making enough progress. I might not even qualify for disability. I might actually be employable now that things are moving forward a little bit, which, oh shucks, I might actually be able to get a job. Oh,
Wouldn't that be
it's a
great?
nightmare. But yeah, it just a little toss in there if OP is not sure about starting the process because of that, uh, payment issue. That's
Yeah.
thing they can relax about a bit.
And there's some places that actually provide uh free lawyers in certain cities, you know.
Be worth the service because the paperwork is just a monstrosity, and it, let a professional handle it. So, because
Um,
it's a complete other language. You and we, there's no way. Yeah, it's worth the investment. Yeah.
there's a comment here. Quite a few. I'll read a few of them. Oh no, there's only three. Um, it says, I'm an epileptic in the UK, and I get under 1.5K a month of benefits. I get the enhanced lack of mobility benefit due to a 12 out of 12 on the ways which epilepsy psychologically affects ability to travel. So long as you're in Europe, I'm guessing you can get a similar luxury, but it did take years of MD being epileptic before I got any benefits. MD being epileptic. I think they might have wanted to put me, not MD. Oops.
They also say they're in Europe, so
Probably a European thing.
One more comment here says, "Hi, I'm a car mechanic who had to change jobs. I actually found a better paying job. I couldn't continue working because of my multiple disabilities. I really loved my job where I worked in a warehouse instead. No power tools and no driver's license needed. It was like the best of both worlds. Still got to stay at the same workplace, just transferred to a different department within the company. I had to quit when I got paralyzed though, but I enjoyed plenty of the years in the car industry. I really hope you can find something similar that gives you joy." Yeah.
MD could have been medical doctor.
Makes sense.
Or do you think they meant me?
I was thinking me, but now that I don't remember any of it, MD makes sense, I guess. We got something here that says Keppra and acne. Keppra and acne. Hi guys, I've never posted here. I started having seizures randomly about 3 to 4 years ago and was put on the medication Keppra. I started at 750 milligrams twice a day, and the doctor has increased it since to 2,000 milligrams twice a day. I also started taking Lamictal about a year ago. Right now, I'm at 200 milligrams twice a day. They have all been grand mal or what are now called tonic-clonic seizures. So I'm taking 2,000 milligrams of Keppra twice a day and 200 milligrams of Lamictal twice a day to treat tonic-clonic seizures. My last one was in October, roughly. So far, I've been having a seizure about every 4 months for the last 2 years. This isn't how it started, but this is where I'm at now. Let's hope the meds work this time. The question is, I've developed acne on my forehead. It's little bumps all over the side of my forehead and my chin. It's also covering my chest and upper back. Has anyone experienced this? Is it a side effect of the meds? Does anyone know what I can do to make it go away? I heard it's a side effects.
yeah. I heard. I never experienced it. And secondly, if you're still having that many seizures while on Keppra, it's time to talk about uh either rate. I'm not a good fan of Keppra, but it's either talk about raising your dose or um changing medicines because it's not working.
Yeah, I believe you can get acne. And I think Keppra caused a little bit of acne for me in my early 20s when I first started it. But then I was also off and on because I was younger and I was still thinking I was angry at the world. It's like, F this medication. I'm just going to have a seizure. And I was just thinking the worst things. Yeah, angry at everybody. I got past it though, and we're here now. I wish I had this.
Yeah, that person was on rookie levels compared to me.
Yeah.
I was on 4,000 milligrams of Keppra and 500 milligrams of lamotrigine, Lamictal, and they were talking about putting it up still.
One comment here says, talk to your PCP and neurologist. Do they have a messaging platform to get answers quickly? And the OP responded, I didn't know it was acne on my chest and back until I saw my PCP and had her take a look at it. I have psoriasis too. I thought that's what it was. It doesn't look like normal acne to me, at least, not on my chest and back. I've never had acne in my life. Another comment says 4,000 milligrams a day sounds like a lot of Keppra. I was on 1,500 milligrams a day and it was not effective. Another comment says if it's due to the medication, then it's due to Lamictal. Yeah, lamotrigine worked good for me. So I got something here. It says epilepsy suspected, but what do I do if nothing shows on an EEG? We've had this
So,
before.
oh, I thought that was it.
Go ahead, Angel. You tell them.
Well, even if it doesn't show on EEG, it's still, if you're having seizures, especially if you have a seizure in front of them, it's going to be noted. They're knowing it's something that's causing the seizure. It might be, it could be a bunch of other things. It could be that it's deep brain, which is probably harder for the EEG to read. It could be PNES, which is actual seizures, but it's psychosomatic, non-epileptic seizures. It could be a bunch of different types. There's over 30 and 40 over, let's just say there's over 30 types of seizures. So it's a work in progress.
I got something. It says if you pee yourself during a seizure, do people change you? It's the first time I read this, and I'm going to start by saying no, people don't change me. Let's see what the description says. I mean, it says if you pee yourself during a seizure, do people change you? If you're confused and tired and not totally there after a seizure, are people changing your clothes anyway? Feels a bit icky, consent wise. You guys ever had anyone change you?
I don't think I ever peed myself or defecated myself.
Lucky you.
Well, first of all, no, because I'm 40 years old and not 4 years old. So no,
I
that's
can
the
imagine.
answer. No.
I can imagine my mother. That is something she would do. Yeah. If I'm not all the way there, I can see my mother. I just hope I don't get to that point to where I need someone to do that for me.
She's changing you.
I don't want anyone to have to do it. I told my daughter that. I was like, if I get that far along, then I give up. Once I can't talk and I need you to change my diaper and catch my drool and stuff like that, I don't want to be that far along to where I need that much help.
Yeah, that's when I think I want the pink slip. It's like, do not resuscitate.
Oh man. Yeah, it just seems like such a bad. That's the burden I don't want to put on people. Is when I can't do anything to help myself. I
Yeah,
don't want to be that far along.
that fear of dementia. Because that fear of once you get the dementia, that's it. You're gone.
Angel, my mom's mom, my grandma had dementia, but she died a while back.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm down to
Yeah, I'm
one grandma.
sorry.
My dad's mom is still alive. No grandfathers.
Sorry to hear. It's scary.
I never had a grandpa.
I watched my grandma die, my mom's mom.
Sorry to hear that. I got something here. It says, boyfriend had 2 tonic-clonic seizures in 1 month. Like the title says, my boyfriend, 23 years old, had his first seizure in the middle of the night, and then 2 weeks later he had the same seizure at the same exact time as the first one. Both at 6 a.m., 2 hours before I wake up time. We have an EEG scheduled in 2 days, but I'm anxious about how abrupt this one has been and what the future will look like. Any advice or words of comfort would be appreciated. I think to comfort someone with epilepsy, you just got to be there for them. You don't have to be too pushy. Some people, you don't have to be like a mom and pressure in person. Just be there for them. Yeah, we don't need much. I don't need much personally. Just someone to be there.
Take them back to Woodstock and talk to them about Woodstock, right, Jeff?
Could always talk about Woodstock.
It's
Never a failure to get me to talk when it comes to that town.
yeah. Music is something that cheers people up, so it's just
Yeah.
cheering them up.
Not that I could have a boyfriend, but if you guys do plan on ever getting a boyfriend, the person has seizures, you know what to do. Got something here. It says, how can you work if you can't drive? Husband was diagnosed with epilepsy, lost his job as a delivery driver. I can't drive him anywhere during the day due to my work schedule, and I'm the only jobs at night are fast food or retail, which pay half of what he got paid before. We are about to lose everything, and we have worked so hard for. And honestly, I don't even know if he could learn a new skill or a new job due to his memory issues from the seizures. Plus, the medication makes him tired and foggy. Everything was going so great. Now I can't even afford to pay for our kids' college. They had to take out student loans. Could epilepsy diagnosis get approved for SSDI? I seriously don't know what to do anymore. What's SSDI?
Social Security, disability,
Income.
insurance,
Insurance.
um,
Yeah.
income. Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty
But
sure it's insurance, isn't it?
yes, you can. Is it? I think it's income or insurance, but I'm not sure. I
Either
know
way,
it's
yeah,
Social Security disability.
that's disability
Um,
payments basically.
and yes, you
I'm looking up
can
the
if you can
SSDI.
prove that, and you can if you can
They just
prove
look.
that you cannot work at all, and your seizures are not under control, basically. Other than that, and even for people who don't have seizures under control, it's really hard for us to get it. So some of us have been trying.
I've been trying to get it. I'm on my third appeal right now, but
Yeah, I've been through appeals and appeals. I went all the way up to the appellate court, and now I'm putting in another application with more facts and video.
I got some comments here.
Can
One
I
says,
did I say the SSDI? I looked it up.
"What's up?"
SSDI. It's the Social Security Disability Insurance.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Got a comment here. It says, "Not everyone loses their license, and especially not for life. I did 6 months without my license, and that's all." Another comment here says, "Yeah, I've been out of work for like 2 years when I was nursing. When I was in nursing school, I had to Uber. Then one of my classmates found out, and she gave me rides to class and clinicals." Another comment here says, "I'm in America. This probably isn't helpful right now, but government jobs are typically more lenient when it comes to working hours and ability and etc. The extra days off are also pretty good." Another one says, "I take a bus to my job." Another one says, "I work remotely." And one more says, "Epilepsy is a qualifying disability for SSDI. Expect to wait a few years for approval unless you get a lawyer. Also expect your benefit to be less than $2,000 a month, as well as a portion of it being taxed since you're married."
you will get paid less than what minimum wage is making, basically.
So you get less if you're married?
If you get approved for SSDI, you will still be getting paid less than what minimum wage is.
I think I
That
heard some.
depends on the state too. I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Some states tax it and some states don't.
One more comment here says, since your financial situation has changed, so will the information you put on a FAFSA form for your kids' college, meaning you can hopefully get grants that weren't eligible for you before. Make sure the financial aid office is aware of your financial situation and see if they are willing to restructure your child's financial aid package. I remember FAFSA. Yeah. Yeah. Even if you can't drive, it doesn't mean work and life is over with. I got something here.
I would like to just say one thing. Like, that person said something about the only jobs available are basically less than what he was making, and yeah, that's just the sucky part of epilepsy. Like, we got to deal with what our hand is. So, like, we're not going to be qualified to get every single good job now. Like, we got to, some of us, go where we can get work when I used to get work.
Gotta say, I mean, in Western Pennsylvania, outside of the major cities, there are just towns that are just a few houses or something and a few buildings, and eh, there's no like public transportation out there, and I would have no idea how a epileptic would travel without a
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
And
I know the southeastern we're covered because SEPTA covers all the southeastern part.
yeah, but like counties like
Due
there's like
Shore.
Elk County, which is northwestern county. It's I have no idea
Erie.
how do you travel. I mean, and you gotta get a car. It's the only way.
It's pretty much disability or, what's going to happen.
Mhm.
It's either disability or get the cheaper job.
Horse and buggy out there, Kevin, not a car.
What was that?
Horse and buggy out there, more than a car.
Oh yeah, right. I've seen those. Yeah.
Yeah. My ex-father-in-law had a cabin near Dewshore, PA, so I seen what it is like out there. I also seen Mankind out there. The wrestler.
I don't think you need a license to drive a tractor.
I don't think you need a driver's license to drive a tractor either. Like if you're on the farm, I don't think you can drive it on the street, can you?
Don't know. That or a lawnmower or
I don't know if I would want to drive a tractor. Horse and buggy. Horse and buggy's different, but a tractor on a farm, yeah.
I could totally be Amish because they drive the horse and buggy. I could do that.
We have an Amish community not too far away.
Lancaster. And,
You
yeah,
said an
all
Amish
this-
community?
Yeah, about hour away.
Oh, nice. Are they cool people?
Yeah, they're
Isn't
pretty cool.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania, one of the largest Amish communities in the United States, like the entire nation? I
I
think
think
Oh, it's
so.
a big one.
there's significant populations in a few areas in New England. There were some that moved in Midwestern areas like Ohio area and up in Michigan, and there's even some down here in Florida. Um, I think I read actually that there is not a single state in the lower 48 that does not have some degree of an Amish community population. So it's well, it's a
Quakers,
fascinating lifestyle,
know,
I think. It's
had a founding in this country. So yeah, I can imagine how widespread they would be. Yeah.
I got something here. It says, if it is looking like it is epilepsy, maybe don't do this. So my doctor is thinking it is either psychogenic or epileptic seizures and leaning towards epilepsy. This is really new to me, and if you are in a similar place to me, this is really new to me, and if you're in a similar place to me, then I recommend you do the following. Don't sort by top of all time on. Okay, this one is a lot of spelling, too much spelling spelled wrong to keep going. How's it going for you guys?
good. How about you?
So, yeah, just had to get something to drink because it was necessary. In my mouth, I haven't had anything to drink all day. I've had food here, Lunchable, but nothing to drink.
I
Jeff,
got Chipotle after my doctor's office visit, so I'm nice
Jeff,
and
did I ask you the icebreaker?
Yes, I think my answer was to stay alive long enough to buy Toaster's first book.
That's a goal of mine too. I got something here. It says on Monday, 26-year-old male, and I'm going to be staying at the hospital for 5 days for a VEEG. What is your experience if you have done this before? Basically put, I'll be staying at the hospital for 5 days. My seizure medications will be cut in half. I will be under video surveillance in a bed by myself with an EEG attached to me at all times, not sometimes. And I will have access to hospital cafe that I think my insurance will pay for. On one hand, having some time alone as an introvert and getting access to a cafe sounds pretty nice. On the other hand, because my medicine is cut in half, there's the increased risk of a seizure happening, which is what the EEG is supposed to capture. I understand that'll be provided, emergency medication to stop the seizure still, but for those of you who have done this before, what was your experience? They told me to stay in bed and wait for a seizure. I didn't have one in the first 24 hours, and I left. I don't suggest leaving.
Mark, you did the last EMU. So
I mean, do they want like the whole story of an entire
you
EMU
can just
stay or?
I would just say you can describe your experience of the because this is what it basically is. It's a you know the same thing.
Well, yeah, my experience, I'm realizing more and more is rather atypical. The outpatient clinic here that my epileptologist practice runs is I mean it's a nice little like um I mean it's almost like a residential place. There's like a common area and a few different bedrooms and stuff. It's not part of like an entire uh hospital complex. So um in that setting it was a lot more comfortable. Had a TV there, had um uh my own room entirely, had a TV and my Xbox with me, brought my laptop. I mean, I had an overabundance, if anything, of entertainment available to me, and I was just sitting there waiting in bed, um, taken off of the medications in the first day, um, and then watched on camera, meals brought to me in and out, and aside from that, and a couple visits daily to take my blood pressure and flush the IV port, and they basically just left me alone. So it's not, if you're a like super heavily introverted person who thrives on solitude, it's probably not going to be as difficult for you as it would for um, the extreme extrovert type who thrive on being out and around other people and interacting and seeing and being seen and stuff like that. So, um, how it hits you, how it plays out really depends on the person, on their preferences. Sleep deprivation sucks for everybody though. That's um that's pretty much universal. Um and yeah, I don't know. Um Not much else I can think of. Is there anybody who has any thoughts, any differences in their experiences, anything I missed that they want to add on? Was I
Um,
responding to the correct question?
I
I'm
think you were.
realizing by the time I finish speaking, I may not have even heard the question correctly. So,
Yeah, it was just describing your experience of of a how is it like this person is facing their first video EEG stay for 5 days, and I don't remember how long my first one was at all, but it's like I know at some point it's like, nope, nope, no more. Give me ambulatory.
yeah, I was never offered ambulatory. It was only the 5 day stays. Um,
And I know Jeff not too long ago, well, during the summer, had a ambulatory too, so he knows what carrying those things are around.
I had both. I had two MU stays and
Uh,
an ambulatory.
the ambulatory is painful, a pain in the ass, but it's much better.
Yeah, yeah, but it's a pain in the ass. But at least you can move around.
Yeah.
It's like I think, like Mark said, is for people like me. I don't like people, so it was good. I don't want to be around people, especially in a hospital. I want to be left alone. It was perfect, and they got what they needed to get, and that was, as long as they got something out of it, I was very happy. And with that, I have to leave and say goodnight to all.
Oh,
And to all a good night.
Good night,
good night.
goldfish.
Yep. Okay.
Good night, Jeff.
Good night.
Good night.
Jeff, you were leading us men. Now you're leaving.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
It's all right.
The
Good
boss,
night, Kevin.
the boss is coming home. I got to be ready for
Oh, that's a
All right.
good reason to go.
him. Yep.
Now Angel's the oldest in the room.
Hmm.
Hey. It's true.
Wait, no, I think Kevin's older than Angel.
No, I think I'm older. I think Kevin's only 40.
39
He doesn't
still.
look it. Oh, well, yeah, I'm already past my 40s. I'm in my, I think I'm going to be 43 in a couple days. So I don't know.
Couple days.
You didn't hear that.
What? What do you mean a couple days? Like two or three?
Did
No.
Birthday Brigade drop the ball on
Right.
something here?
No, you didn't hear it. The 20th.
Drop the ball.
I mean, Kate's been moving, so
Nope. I don't care. Nobody dropped the ball. I kept it private.
yeah. I appreciate the insistence that nobody dropped the ball. At least
I think I was asked before and I said it before, but nope, nobody dropped the ball. I like it private.
yeah, I'm with you on that. I kind of just
I didn't
by
remind nobody.
virtue of it being a new calendar year, at some point there will have been that iteration. The exact date really is kind of irrelevant.
No,
Kevin,
don't start transcribing now.
have you done an EMU stay? Like, I don't think I've ever heard you discuss any of that. Were you able to be diagnosed without a whole like extended
Me?
Kevin?
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry if I had not. Maybe I should have been a little
yeah.
more.
I was
Still
diagnosed in
getting used to
dinosaur
it.
days. They didn't need the EMUs.
Yeah, I've done an EEG in the hospital. Very long time ago. And I think I've only done one or two of them. But no, that was not comfortable.
The MRIs and the CAT scans suck.
Yeah. It was like just a slab of you know, uh like table, and I sat on that and for a few hours, and yeah, That was it.
The person from the last post, they said VEEG. Is that the one where you put the things in your head?
No, that's SEEG.
Yeah,
VEEG is just with the
videos.
video, like
It's
the
basically
extended
in the
stay in the room where they're doing recording 24/7
yeah,
and have it synced up with the video watching you.
basically what like Andre is in right now.
Yes, yeah, yeah. The um what Kate had to do for the RNS with the electrodes on either side is called an SEEG.
Yeah, the surgical is EEG is um they want to find where they need to place this. I guess the focal points. I think they looking for.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
looking for trying to get exact locations of
where?
the
Yeah,
focals or foci in the
yeah,
brain. So they drill it in like two holes, one on either side, but then once they're inside the skull, they go up and go in from various different locations so that they have electrodes all over the brain so that um, they like deeper in as well as up and around the outside so they can tell with a lot more detail um, what is going on where, how deep, how strong, um, you know, yeah.
yeah.
Which is
The regular.
important with the RNS because those are basically going to be exactly where they stick the electrodes for the reaction.
Yeah, and I know the regular EEG just picks up mine on the normal, even if I'm not having a seizure.
Oh, you have like just a constant baseline epileptic activity.
Yeah,
Oh, what do they call that? Epileptiform wave?
epileptiform. The exact one. My exact diagnosis in 1997 was uh partial. They even though I was describing everything that would be generalized epilepsy, when they did the MRI and everything, they found the epileptiform in the left anterior of my brain, and so they did diagnose me with complex partial uh epilepsy with secondary generalized seizures, and I think Anne was the one that explained it to me that those are basically, I think, called focal to bilateral now in new terminology.
Say
Yeah.
that again.
I have focal to bilateral seizures, but it's like the way they explained it back then was it made more sense. Like secondary generalized, but yeah, the way the doctor, because I was 14, the way the doctor really explained it to me is like, hey, think about it like this: you got a lightning storm starting on the left side of your brain, and it's spreading all over.
Mom says my seizures were a lightning storm.
Yeah, but mines were spreading, so that's the focal to bilateral part.
Yeah, that's what mine were described as with the EMU stay like 2 years ago in May. They um they found focals in the right frontotemporal lobe and then they spread to tonic-clonics. And then that happened twice, while I was sleeping too. So I guess you could add nocturnal on top of that, right? So
Yeah, the
nocturnal,
frontal.
right frontal or temporal, focal to secondary generalized epilepsy. Is that,
Yeah,
did I assemble
epileptiform
that
or
all
something like that.
together? Yeah,
Yeah, I was reading the
versus,
frontal lobe is also something that they can use as like a uh giveaway to pinpoint of like if you're having if you're going to have nocturnal seizures
yeah,
that
I think
will.
the frontal lobe is more common with nocturnals, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know that
And-
when I had explained the history of the strange like sleep, the parasomnias as we would have called them back then, sleepwalking and night terrors and stuff. And I was in like second, third, fourth grade. Um, the um, and showed my neurologist some footage of the nanny cam here caught of the some really weird movements I was making with my limbs uh, in conjunction with massive heart rate spike. And um, she said that, with the heart rate spike, that looks to her like what she would think is most likely to be frontal lobe activity, frontal lobe
Yeah.
epileptic activity. Um, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure if she was referring to the way that my arms were moving or the whole thing or the fact that it was happening at night. I don't know, but that's, that's that, I guess. I don't know. Having
It's
trouble.
hard. It's like
Um,
I was going to say something and I forgot.
a little bit off topic, real quick. Clobazam smells like the inside of a latex glove. Um,
I don't know how it would smell like.
I just
I have
smelled
bad
it.
sense of smell.
Yeah, I just smelled it, and it reminds me of the inside of a latex glove. Yeah, Clobazam.
Is that normal, I wonder? Is that
I
something that
wouldn't know.
you feel any concern over, or are you just amused?
Yeah, I was just throwing it out there, random facts.
Concern. It's got a really strong smell and taste.
It does. Well, I know Clonopin did.
I don't know.
Kevin,
I
you're on
thought that the
Clobazam
Klonopin,
Yeah,
as like a permanent.
I don't. I don't think so. Uh, I don't know what the long
Oh,
term,
well, yeah, you had myoclonics, so I assume it would be not long term, but consistently.
Yeah, yeah. They just added clobazam a few years ago.
Uh,
So
did they tell you why?
I
to help with those two to help with the myoclonics and the TCs because that's what they target. And yeah,
you should probably ask your pharmacist, just get in touch with them, ask them anytime, like, if there's any question about anything, it's always best to just play it
yeah.
safe, double check, ask them, hey, I'm these tablets, when I open the bottle, it seems like there's a smell coming from the bottle that was not expected. Is it normal for clobazam tablets to have a particularly, well, maybe even just say a particular smell? Don't describe the smell to them and see if they volunteer anything about it smelling like latex gloves. If so, then, good. Um, the Google AI says that like the oral suspensions of clobazam they seem to be intentionally flavored. So it just says uh, they have a raspberry smell to them. Um, but there's nothing about any particular latex glove odor except the point that pharmacists will be handling medications, counting out the tablets as they dispense them while wearing latex gloves. Um, and perhaps there's something about that process has transferred something and they, there's just a little bit of whatever um, from the latex gloves that has caused the tablets to have a little bit of a smell that's really not anything um, to worry about harming your health. But first step, just call the pharmacy and ask if clobazam tablets have a smell. And then, yeah.
I got something here. It says, should I see a doctor for this? So I've been getting auras 3 to 6 times daily for 3 years. Not sure exactly how long because I wasn't aware of these symptoms weren't normal until a few years ago. Anyways, I think I'm always experiencing silent migraines along with them. But as far as regular migraines, I get them pretty semi-regular. But when I have these auras, I get deja vu or very confused. If I'm in public, I forget these. No, I forget I had this or I forget what happened. And if I'm having a conversation, I am either unable to speak or I start slurring my words and start saying nonsense. My arms jerk, limbs get numb, tingly, and I get vertigo. I also experience odd smells and change in awareness. This makes me feel a bit concerned as this has happened at work many times and it can be embarrassing. I originally thought it was no big deal because I thought it was just from migraines, but I found out recently that some people with epilepsy don't get diagnosed until adulthood, and that kind of worried me. Anyways, sorry for the dumb question. The question was, should this person go see a doctor? I
It
think
is,
yes.
yeah, it is not a dumb question. And yeah, anytime you're already asking yourself, should you see a doctor, means yes, you should.
I mean, 3
Exactly.
to 6 auras a day is a lot.
Yeah.
Every day for 3 years, I believe it said. Yeah, for
Yeah.
at least 3 years.
You're experiencing a lot of seizures a day already.
What if you don't have TCs? You're just having auras. Those are seizures, but would they
Yes.
give you anything for it?
Yes, they still help you. If you recall Jeff's situation, remember he had only focals at the beginning. So he wasn't like having TCs or grand mals, as I like to call them. And then he finally experienced a grand mal, and it was like he was totally lost.
Yeah. My doctor said your epilepsy is going to change throughout your life, and uh, this could just be one stage of it. It could turn into something else in a few years, and it would be best to be prepared now and know what you're dealing with if you're dealing with something at all. So, uh, get any tests done, get prepared, get all the knowledge you can.
Kevin, quick question.
Yeah,
Do you remember the date of your last seizure?
November something. November.
Close enough. If you can remember the
What?
month, please.
Okay. 19 November 1918, maybe something.
Close enough. If you can remember the month, that's good.
Well, if it's you said 7 years, so that would be 2018.
I have a
Well,
question.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's really related to Kevin's thing, but is it possible that I've developed epilepsy from having a brain surgery or not?
It's possible.
Oh, it is?
It's
Yes.
Because I felt
possible.
different up here ever since the seizures back in
It-
September.
Brain people have developed epilepsy for different reasons.
Oh, Angel's looking.
Brain injuries and stuff like that. And
I've never been diagnosed with epilepsy, but I was curious if I happen to have it since the brain surgery.
you would
But,
have to go to the doctor to get further tests for it.
but
But
my doctor or my neurologist didn't want to do an EEG though.
I think she
If-
should.
if you're describing symptoms of a seizure and you're still having stuff like that, then you definitely should. And some can be dismissive, but yeah.
Does epilepsy mean unstableness in the brain though, is what I'm trying to figure out.
Epilepsy is pretty much the general overall condition of your
Epilepsy is
neurological.
it's a the brain having a tendency to overreact and kind of get out of control, go haywire with electrical activity.
Well, I don't know. Mom thinks like my mom thinks
Epileptic seizures are seizures that are happening due to this electrical activity in the brain. So there are
Okay.
other types of seizures, but when we say epilepsy, we're talking electricity in the brain. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know.
electric.
Because mom thinks some of my behaviors are my lack of not wanting to do stuff or can't handle things anymore. That's partly related to the seizures that I've had.
I mean, the brain is a very complicated organ, a very difficult to understand. I mean, it's a
It-
mystery. We're still
It's
only
the most
just
powerful
now,
computer in the world.
yeah, we're only just now starting to make sense of some of this stuff. So, your mom might be right.
What?
But
Mom
there
might be right
might
about
be
what?
what she was saying, you know.
That my
But
behavior.
there might be more information needed,
Like
and
brain damage from seizures.
yeah, traumatic brain injuries can cause people to develop epilepsy, and when
But I
they
also on Zoloft, and I was
um,
weaning off of that for OCD behaviors. But I don't think that's related to seizure stuff.
well, this is something that
Medication.
it's not something that can be solved quickly. It's something that your mom and you will need to work together and pay attention to how things are now, what's going on now. And your neurologist may be saying that
Does
they
not want
don't
me.
want to go and investigate epilepsy any further just because she doesn't really understand what you're going through.
Who's
She
she?
doesn't live with you every day like your mother does. She doesn't see the change from before the surgery to after the surgery. So if
The
your
surgery
mom,
was August 21st, and the
yeah,
seizures were 12
yeah,
days later, September 2nd.
right. So if you collect all of this information like that and you keep making these notes, keep paying attention and gather it all together, um, you might be able to give her more than what she's been going on, and that might lead her to change her mind to say that there might be more to look into there, you
Like
know?
I should get an EEG, but my neurologist said no.
You
Maybe.
will
I
have to
mean,
give.
maybe. We're not
Yeah.
doctors here. We
Right,
can't
Yeah.
right,
tell
right.
you, but
You will have to give more detailed information of what's happening to you, what you feel, things that might I don't know how to explain it, but it will sound odd, and yet the neurologist will pick up on it, definitely. Like it'll be cues for them to pick up, but it's information that you have to describe of what's going on daily, or what if you can't figure it out. Like if you, for me, all my seizures were unaware.
Total
So
unaware?
um they
Like
were
quick,
unaware. I'm complex.
complex.
Partial.
Partial
So
complex.
yeah. Now it's focal to bilateral, but
Focal to bilateral. Okay.
um it was everything that the people around me saw describing to my neurologist, because I was pretty much blank before I even went into the seizure. I never had an aura or nothing. I didn't know of an aura or anything. And unlike some people, I don't even remember you know, waking up in the ambulance ride. I wake up right in the emergency
No,
room.
I came to before I got on the ambulance. And I didn't have any on the ambulance, I was conscious of the ambulance. And then the second one was when a little while after I got to in the hospital bed, I was laying down, and then I had the second one.
Yeah, I don't even remember that. My mom would tell me, she said, it sounds like, she said from the first hospital, uh, the first emergency room said, it sounds like he had a seizure. Like they thought it, but they weren't sure.
He being you?
Um, and yeah, he being me.
Okay, there you
Um,
go.
so like they would tell my mom, it sounds like he had a seizure because he's very confused and everything about everything. I don't even
What if
remember answering questions.
Oh, you don't remember answering questions.
Yeah. And then it just, like, I remember, not, I don't remember, but I remember being told, basically, it happened in right before I know I was in the 8th grade.
In the what?
And
I didn't hear you.
I was in the 8th grade,
Oh, 8th grade. Okay, go.
and I went right into a full grand mal right in
Grand
front of
mal,
my parents.
which are now
And
known as
they,
tonic-clonics.
and they, well, back in 1990s, it was still called grand mal.
Grand mal.
So I'm used to the old terms.
Sounds like grandma.
And
Yeah.
they rushed me right to a children's hospital.
Children's hospital.
Yeah, I was barely 14 when I started having.
But wait a minute. When I was in 8th grade, I was. Wait a minute.
13.
Oh, Mom's home. Mom's back from her outing now.
But yeah, that's my story, you know. That's how it started with me. Like once they rushed me to the second time in the emergency room, it was like, yeah, he's having seizures.
Wait.
Everybody's body is different, and we're not doctors.
Please take medication as prescribed.
Please take your medication as prescribed.
I'm about
Right.
to go to bed.